The second year was a player option.
Oh, okay.
No, it was a 1 year plus a player option.
Yeah, 2 years. It was a 2 year. The second year is a player option.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
But
let's pull up the man's stats. What's his name? Brock Holt?
He's hit 23 home runs in his career, 3 last season with the Red Sox. He's had a 223 or something like that batting average last season. I think 50-ish RBIs.
Last season, 259 at-bats, 38 runs.
What?
38 runs.
Oh, I thought you said home runs. I was like, no, he did not.
77 hits, 31 RBIs, 21 BB.
Walks.
Oh, 21 walks, had a 297 average. So he's not a snub player by no means because his averages since 2012 have been pretty good. From 2012 went 291.
If it's under 300, then it's not all that great.
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
300 isn't bad, no. Just under 300 isn't bad. It isn't great either.
He is pretty consistent.
I don't think he's going to play that much, though.
He's a very consistent player, though.
Actually, the Brewers have, they were looking like they had no infielders. And then they signed a ton of infielders. Do you think they're going to do, a huge platoon in the infield?
No.
What do you think the infield's going to look like for the Brewers?
Urias, Sogard.
His wife is hot.
Arcia, Hira, Holt, I think are the main ones. I think, honestly, with this Holt signing, Healy gets cut.
Who do you think plays first base mostly?
I really hope they put Hira there.
At first base?
I think Hira's too small to play first base.
Hira is way too small to play first base.
He can't field, so what's the point?
I don't
He's
think
too
Ryan
small.
Healy gets cut.
With the Brock Holt signing, I think he does.
Ryan
You can put
signed to
Brock
a
Holt at
multiple-year
first
deal.
base.
He gets cut. He gets shot out. There's just so
did he?
much. Sogard
No,
can
he
play
didn't.
third and shortstop, even maybe second.
The first person to get cut, I think, would be Eric Sogard. Eric Sogard hasn't proven nearly as much as Ryan Healy has. And Eric Sogard's older.
He had a pretty good standout season in Toronto this last season. So that's probably most of the reason why the Brewers...
Yeah. My biggest thing about the Brock Holt signing is that you guys are missing one big thing, though, about this. That I'm looking. Daniel, do you have his stats up still? Brock Holt?
I have Eric Sogard's stats up.
No, Brock Holt.
Okay, hold on.
I have his stats.
No, I got it.
Actually, I can't.
So, what are you looking at?
Tell me his past 4 years, his at-bats. How many times he's
So,
at-bat?
from 2016?
Yep.
2016 was 290. 2017, 140.
Terrible.
2018, 321.
That's good. That's about average, lower average.
Last season, 259.
Keep in mind, 400, it means you're healthy, basically.
2015 and 2014 were 454, 449.
That with Brock Holt dealing with injuries the majority of his career, they're going to cut Ryan Healy, who he's only been injured.
This has nothing to do with the Ryan Healy. I just want to say the biggest thing about Brock Holt
is he's injury prone.
He's injury prone. He doesn't get as much at bats.
I think they bring in. I think Brock Holt is just kind of like a tryout for spring training.
Okay.
Ryan Healy's at bats have been 269, 576, 493, and 169.
An at bat that who hit 297 over 300, or just under 300.
He hit 300 2016.
That's a pretty big cut you're doing right there.
His career batting average is 261.
Ryan, you're saying
Ryan Healy.
Ryan,
are you saying that it'd be stupid for them?
Brock Holt, if you use him to spring training, you're using a guy who's possibly you could trade bait even.
Or maybe it's for that.
But why would you sign a guy for that? Just use
How much did they sign him?
They don't know yet.
Exactly.
It's not signing because he has to pass his physical.
I don't think there's any way they release Ryan Healy. Not because of Brock Holt. Because Brock Holt has struggled way too much with injury to rely on him over Ryan Healy, when Ryan Healy's only struggled with injury one season.
Only one?
The first season that he had low, I believe that was the first season. He only played half the season because he had just gotten called up. That's the reason why he didn't play over 400 at-bats. Because it was his first season, or he was in the league for half a season.
So he's done that. He hasn't been over 400 in 2 seasons. 2019, 2016.
Yeah. Because in 2016, I believe he got called up halfway through the season.
Oh, no, I think the Brewers are kind of beating that guy in fantasy draft. In your, like, local football kind of thing. Your football fantasy league who drafts 4 quarterbacks.
Why do you say that?
How many infielders they've had that has the same amount of value. They're just going to go, well, which one do I rather start with against their opponent? That's basically the Brewers right now.
I think a lot of the players, I think they're going to give a lot of players playing time. I don't think they're going to have a lot of players that are just bench players. How many, what are you thinking about now?
I'm judging. You're keeping Healy, Hira, Arcia, Urias, Sogard, Holt. That's
Smock.
Any more?
I don't think there's any more.
Who do you want to cut? Who do you think doesn't make it out of there?
Honestly, I can see Sogard getting cut or Brock Holt.
It's 5.
Okay. Maybe they... I can see them trading Arcia. As much as it hurts me to say this, Arcia is an amazing defender, but he just can't hit.
Arcia becomes a sub-row. End of that. He becomes that late game. Brewers have the lead.
Kind of like they did with Hernan.
Yeah, comes in there for defense. And then if Urias or they don't have a shortstop that's rested, he plays for a game.
Yeah, also, Arcia can play third.
Mm.
And you can put him in as a pinch runner.
That's the last, though, spot we need as a third baseman now. No third baseman.
With Ryan Healy.
Smock.
Smock is primarily a first baseman, though.
Yeah, but he can play third. Urias, Holt can play third. There's just a bunch of people. Sogard.
Was that 1%?
It's just a bunch of people who are literally... You have too many people in the infield. Healy, who's a 240 hitter, I think gets cut.
Why?
I just said he's a 240 hitter. He hit 237 last season.
Ryan Healy was also injured the majority of the season last year. 261, actually.
I'm going to double check that. I could have sworn he was 237.
261 career.
Quit bringing up his career stats. That's the one thing about baseball. You don't bring up career stats. You bring up the last 2 seasons, I'd say. Some person's going to hit 400, and then they'll hit 200 next season. Yeah, he's a 300 batter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think Ryan Healy's too valuable for them to cut.
I just don't see Healy on the team after the Brock Holt. If he's signed and it goes through...
But you think that they're going to choose to keep Brock Holt over Ryan Healy when Brock Holt can't stay healthy?
So can Healy.
Healy was injured 1 season.
2. It was the past 2.
No, he had over 500 at-bats.
He had
last season
20.
No, he didn't.
Below.
He has had under 400 this last season and 2016. Dan and I were just talking about this.
Oh, I'm thinking about his first season. Never mind. Yeah,
Which it was because he got called up halfway through the season.
493. So yeah, I guess it's above, but I just don't. I don't see myself being convinced enough to see Healy on the team in this big logjam now in the infields.
It's funny to me that like everyone was concerned that the Brewers weren't going to have infield players, and
because you guys okay, because everybody looking at the whole entire Brewers team, they expected them to go in the playoffs. They expected the Brewers to get good infielders to make up the loss of Moustakas and stuff like that. And now they got a bunch of average to good.
Also, you got to remember Logan Morrison. He's in the minor leagues with the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could be like an Eric Thames when they first got him. He could. Logan Morrison has showed that he could be a good player. Obviously, not in the last few years, because he's kind of been like on a very quick decline. But in his prime, when he was with the Rays, wasn't he? No, Logan Morrison was with the Giants.
Yeah.
He was with the Giants when they won the World Series, wasn't he?
No.
Yeah. He's been a good player in his career.
I just don't. I like the signing by Holt if he can stay healthy. Even then, if he doesn't get healthy, we still have a crap ton of depth.
Also, the reason why I think they keep Healy is because he has more pop in his bat. And that's kind of what the Brewers have leaned towards the past few seasons is who can produce more on the offensive side. Or from the batter's box. And Ryan Healy has more pop in his bat than Brock Holt.
Want to know an interesting fact about Brock Holt, though?
What?
He's the only player in MLB history to hit a cycle in the playoffs.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I think it was 2016. It was, he was with the Red Sox. He was playing against the Yankees in Game 3. They won 16-1, and he was the only player to ever hit a cycle in the postseason.
Huh.
That's an interesting thing.
I didn't know that.
But honestly, I think I didn't really care about the signing. But it just determines how he does this season. So it wasn't good or not.
I think this is my lineup. I think Holt is the backup to Keston if they want to keep Keston at second. Because Holt bats left, Keston bats right.
Yeah. Who would they... I guess... Maybe they keep Arcia short, move Urias to second, and then put Keston at first. But I'm not sold on Keston playing first. I think he's too small.
My ideal lineup is Keston first, Holt second now with the signing, Urias shortstop, and third base would be probably Sogard. I think Sogard is the best person to actually play the third base, just because he's capable of doing it. But you can make a case for Healy too, or Smock.
Feel better? Mm-hmm. What about the Brewers outfield? Do you think,
I think it stays the same.
aside from Braun and Yelich switching, I think Avisel Garcia is going to play more than Braun.
I think yeah.
Oh, Ben Gamble.
I think Braun's going to have a little more rest than you'll typically see.
Well, he's